Good morning, everyone. Today is June 17th, 2021. This is StockCast Pre-Market Show. My name is James Mason, and I have to go and get into it because this ticker is about ready to pop off right here. So this is ticker APOP, APOP. We want to watch it to see what it does, breaking above these pre-market highs right here at $5.28. Stand by. So the reason why APOP is moving this morning is based off of the merger news that we had already known about. So this little dashed line, you can barely see it. It is right under this, pre-market resistance at 528 right now. And we want to see that break above that pre-market high. And let's see, for trading view, it says that this high back here, when it ran for us a while back, it says 715, but it's actually not. But I'm still going to document this. It's actually like 886 or something. Oh, 888 right here. Okay. So I want to see it break this pre-market high, and we just did it. But what we're going to look for now, let me back out, get some of this noise off this chart. What we want to see now is if it's going to hold up here above 528, and if we can come up here and test this $7.15 to $8 range. But I do expect this thing to pull back today. APOP has a very low share structure. I think it has 3.9 million shares outstanding, a float of 3.57. There's really next to nothing on short interest at all. So this is not a short squeeze. This is just a low share structure stock making a move. So that is what we need to watch out for here with APOP, and see if we can't take a little bit more off the top right here. So I just wanted to kind of update y'all really quick on that. As y'all know, APOP was a huge runner in the past for us, and I called it out again the other day, and this thing has already made a nice move thus far. So, all right, let's jump back on pace. I will keep watching this, and if anything changes, I'll brief you during the show. So, Dow futures are currently down 80 points. S&P 500 down 14 points. I expect. Actually, let me take a peek at something real quick again. All right, I expect the market to open up here at the bell and us probably have a little bullish bounce, come up here on this 5-minute chart looking at the SPY, test this 200 EMA, get rejected somewhere around there, and then dip again. That's what I'm kind of expecting so far, at least up to this point. But we'll just have to wait to see what we get. And there's another ticker I want to put eyes on. This will be ticker MTP. All right, so ticker MPT. Last update, short interest. There's pretty much nothing on it. Right around 180,000 shares being short. The shares outstanding 12.6 million. The float 9.4 million. And they released news this morning, Catalyst actually, about their breakthrough delivery drug. So with this thing being a low share structure and a bio stock with catalysts like that, if you weren't already in this, we need to wait for the break above pre-market highs right here at $3.90. So since we have already moved this much right here, we're already up almost 75%. If we do break that pre-market high again, and if it really decides to push up above 390, I honestly don't expect it to really go beyond $5 if it would. I mean, we're already up pretty significantly here. At some point today, this thing is going to print off just a big red daily candlestick. Now, that break above 390, if we even get to that point, and if it pushes up, this is just one of those plays that I'd really just keep a smaller position size in. And the reason why is just, I mean, looking at this daily chart, we can see how much that has moved on the chart already. And wait for that break above 390, take that smaller position size, just see if we can squeeze up here to about 508. And if we would even hit 508, what I would honestly what I would do is I'd go and take profits. I wouldn't even care if it squeezed and ran later. But at some point in that range, if we even make it up into this part right here, there's already eyes on this thing to short it, even though there is a legitimate news here. But again, it goes back into the whole saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. And that is just what I will be looking for ticker MTP. So Johnny, I appreciate the tip. Thank you, sir. All right. So let me hit the comments really quick. So good morning, everyone. Let's see. Hold on, I'm just reading everyone's comments. All right. Seems like everybody wants to talk about APOP today, so we'll throw APOP back up on the chart here. This thing, like we have to see this thing stay above that 528 range, just pre-market high, and see what we can do. I mean, at this moment, the setup is good on it, but you just never know. I mean, this would be like round two for a lot of us who are already in APOP. The same ticker before POAI, everyone said wasn't going to do nothing. It's already done something multiple times. So who all in the comments, because I know a lot of y'all have been trading APOP and caught the breakout, who all in the comments is actually in this? Let's see. Billy, can I give you an update on RMED? Yes, sir. I'll hit RMED real quick and then jump back to APOP. RMED. Okay, so here we go. We spoke about RMED the other day, and I was talking about like what I wanted to see here with this pullback and it coming down here to test this range again right around $5.10. We can see that we are at this moment on this daily chart, we are finding that support here. So the next thing that I want to see is this little bounce. It come up. I want to see this physical non-EMA line hook upward. And I was, really though, I would like to see the non-EMA dip a little bit lower. But if we can at least stay on that $5.10 range as a support. I mean, that'd still be cool. But now what I want to see in the future is to make this entry when it breaks above $6.50. That's what I want to see for the next move here in RMED. And I'm just reading some of the comments, see what y'all are saying. So, John, for your question, what if you're already in RMED and it's slightly green? So you move stop up and get out if it drops. What is your average price in that? Me personally, I mean, this would be like a super tight stop, and it would more than likely trigger. Just FYI, I'd probably put a stop in at like $5. All right, hold on a second. Let me run back up through the comments really quick. So Ryan, let's see, check out Ford. The thing that I don't like about Ford is how many shares they have on the market. They have 3.9 billion shares on the market. I just hate that. Hold on, I'm just doing a little charting. Okay, so just quickly looking at Ford, it's going to have some resistance around 1570, 75 really. Let me jump back to that daily chart. So we're going to have a little resistance here at 1575, and we'll just have to see what we can do with Ford. Again, Ford's just too bloated for me. It doesn't move enough for me to care about it. Let's see, PTEN. Let's take a look at that one. All right, PTEN, last update short interest, 14.77 million shares being short, 5.9 days to cover. Shares outstanding, 187.8 million shares. The float, 183.8 million. Oh man, this is Patterson. Patterson utility ain't gonna do much. Hold on, I still tried it out though. All right, so for PTEN, what I'm kind of expecting, just looking at it right here on the chart, is actually kind of seeing this rejection right here around that $11 mark. And let's see if this thing gets rejected, pulls back down to about 985. If that non-EMA would cross down below that 985 range, I would look for this thing to sell off to about $8.20 before it starts to catch some support right in there. That's ticker PTEN. Let's see, what do I think about BBIG? It's been a few weeks since we talked about this one. So BBIG, last update for short interest, we'll round it up to 1.8 million shares being short. Shares outstanding, 41.8 million shares. The float, 22.4 million. You see that we're already coming off of this second run in BBIG. And if you guys remember how I've always said in the past, there's usually two runs to these, pumps, pops, whatever you want to call them. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. Honestly, I'm going to be bearish on BBIG right now, unless if they just happen to throw out some major catalysts and it really pushes it up. But, just looking at it from a technical analysis standpoint, let's see, pre-market, we are right at $4.20. So we're hanging out right on that support resistance line. It's going to have to decide on what it wants to do. I do kind of see us coming back up a little bit, but overall, it breaking down and just selling off for BBIG. So let's take a look at APOP again. So APOP is still struggling right there at the pre-market high. Let's see, we're about 18 minutes from the bell. Man, APOP got to make its move soon. I do know one thing. If I was in it, I'd watch out for it breaking below that VWAP on the 5-minute chart. The current value for VWAP is right at $4.87. But yeah, so that is APOP. At some point today, guys, APOP is going to end up being a short play for a lot of people. Just keep that in mind. So, Brian, what do I think about the larger than normal pre-market trading volume on POAI? So, all y'all know I'm super heavy on predictive oncology. This is a catalyst play. It's only ever been a catalyst play. And just waiting on them to drop news. Really, the whole pre-market activity in predictive oncology, it's whatever for me. The only reason why it's having a lot of pre-market activity right now is because how many more new sets of eyes have been placed on it. And It's the transition of people who were tired of holding on, trying to get out, and then the transition of people who are wanting to get in to chase the catalyst, hopping in at this point. So with there not being any news or that catalyst being released yet for it, it's insignificant for me right now. Hey, beautiful. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for my straw. Starbucks run. That is not good customer service to throw my straw. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Okay. Bye-bye, baby. All right. Yeah, whatever I was saying. Done forgot. Let's see. What's going on in the comments? Oh, I was talking about the POAI and the pre-market volume. Yeah, it's until we get news. Actually, everything that's going to take place with POAI, predictive oncology, is going to be irrelevant to me until we get that catalyst or any catalyst that makes it want to run. Like this whole conference, everybody was getting excited over it, and I was just trying to tell people, like, these conferences are a dime a dozen. They happen all the time. There's really no need to get hyped up on a conference, and the chances of them announcing a partnership at the end of the conference or anything like that, it's slim to none. It's honestly, it's just kind of cheesy to announce a partnership at a partnership conference. So I'm not expecting any like catalysts like that. I want to see that data be released for what they have going on. All right, let's see. What do I think about ticker FAMI? Let's take a look at it. FAMI, last update, short interest, 533,000 shares being short, so relatively nothing. Shares outstanding, 189.5 million shares. The float, 17.6. Don't get caught up on that lower float. You have to look at the outstanding shares overall. That is the only thing that matters. Everyone gets caught up on the float and trying to find low floats. Really, the float doesn't freaking matter. It's the outstanding shares. It's the shares available on the market. That's where you get your true supply and demand. But with this thing being at this value, and again, like 100, we'll just round it up to 190 million shares. 190 million shares is not a lot. I just like the smaller outstanding share structures. Makes things easier. But the one thing that we have to look for here is FAMI, and I haven't dug into their financials, but I'm sure they probably have already received their delisting notification. And if they have, or whenever they do, for being under $1 for more than 30 days, they'll probably be given 180 days to really turn this around. And these companies, what they do is to stay trading on these larger exchanges. For instance, this ticker FAMI, I mean, it's trading on the NASDAQ. They have to stay on the NASDAQ to have access to certain investors. And they will do anything possible to keep that going. Now, they're probably going to sell shares to get it to push up. And again, like I said, I haven't looked into their filings. They could have some S3s out there, searching for offers or whatnot. And then again, they may not. I don't know yet. But they're going to try to get investors to come in here, buy up their shares to get them pushed back up over $1. And if that cannot take place, they'll have no choice but to do a reverse split. With them having roughly almost 190 million shares on the market, they could easily do that. They could do a split and drop to 10, 20 million shares on the market. But we just have to really see on this one. The only thing that concerns me when actually looking at this ticker for FAMI is how long it's actually been under $1 without much significant movement. So just keep that in mind. I would not get heavy into this. And if you would get caught up in like a split, reverse split, or if they would announce it, if they announce it and you have time to get out, if I was in it, I'd either cut my losses or take my small profits and get out, and then wait for after the split to see what happens if you just like really love this company, and then play it from there, whatever it does. So that is ticker. I wish I could have had something a little bit more substance for you. I hate that I didn't. I don't know. I'm not against this one, but at the same time, it's not a beautiful setup. Not even close. So this is ticker FAMI. So we are currently about 9 minutes from the bell, and let's take a quick peek at APOP again. See what it's doing. See if it's holding up. Still struggling at that pre-market high, but keep an eye out. Again, guys, if you're already in this, start moving them stop losses up. If I was in this, I'd now place my stop loss right at $4.95 with the expectation of getting stopped out. You always have to have the expectation of getting stopped out. That way you're not just building up these unrealistic expectations. Okay, so we can see now APOP is starting to move. We need this thing. We don't need it to really pop off quite yet, meaning we don't need it to print all of its value in just a single candlestick. If you see just like a massive candlestick come up on the chart, you can pretty much assume it's going to sell off after that. So, all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up so we can get on with the trading day. Trade safe, trade smart, move those stop losses up, guys. Don't let a nice profitable trade turn into a losing trade. It's the worst thing that you can let happen. So appreciate y'all tuning in today. And let's go predictive oncology. So y'all take care, and I will catch y'all in the next one.